Anybody who watches and understands college football shouldn't be shocked by the occurrences on Saturday night at Kyle Field. Two talented teams, one's playing in desperation for its college football season, just to say, hey, we showed up at least one time and won a big game. And that's what we had with LSU falling to Texas A&M. We got Carter on the line from Power Hour LSU right here on YouTube. Carter, how you doing today?
On to Georgia, baby.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Texas A&M, it was tough. It was really, really tough to, basically be in the college football playoff picture and, pull a Tennessee at South Carolina, right? And them play by far their best offensive game. But, give the Gamecocks a lot of credit getting it done, 2 weeks in a row, and give Texas A&M a lot of credit. They had a lot of 5 stars, played a 5-star level, and the LSU team, not just the defense, but the offense, they had huge opportunities to win it, but now they got an opportunity to pull off one of the biggest championship upsets in quite some time.
Yeah, so one other note on the Saturday night game before we look ahead to Georgia would be, I think we can all envision Texas A&M finally pulling it together, guys getting together for one last go. And, you can either choose to go off the rails, fall apart and collapse and just say, the season's over anyway, we can't accomplish anything, or you can do what they were able to accomplish. But from the LSU perspective, what did you see in that game that was missing from earlier efforts and big wins?
Yeah, so for everyone, I do these live streams and I do these film studies, and I've gotten a lot of, mail, email, tweets, and all of that. What happened to the LSU defense? What happened to the LSU defense? And, I went back and I listened to what Brian Kelly had to say, Mark, and I think he was a little perplexed at how easy A&M ran the football, right? Achane had 38 carries. So you would have liked to not let that guy beat you and force some other guys to beat you. Obviously, Achane's a really good player. There's nothing wrong with him having a career night. But, I was very shocked at the LSU defense. But for those that don't watch LSU each and every week, they really only had a few other rough performances on the year. This was the first one that was just flat out bad, right? So Matt House, who had been the best defensive coordinator in the SEC this year, I still think he's been the best DC in the SEC this year. He had one rough game, Mark. One. You've got to cut him some slack here, okay? Should he have done better? Should he have made better adjustments? Yeah, you'd be the first to tell you. But this was his only objectively poor game. And LSU's offense still had an opportunity to make some plays. There was a lot of drops. There was a lot of fumbles, big misses here and there. And the opportunities were there to make those plays, and they didn't make them. Now, if you make those plays like you made versus Alabama in the second half and like you have in other big spots, you might be able to beat Georgia on Saturday.
We've got our guy Carter here from Power Hour LSU. Also, Carter, let people know where they can find you concerning your SEC initiative.
Yeah, Power Hour SEC. I think Auburn's #1 head coach candidate is clear. If you go to the channel, you'll see who I would hire right now. But man, Mark, I'm so excited. I'm getting to go to Atlanta for the game this weekend, and I'm super pumped up to see what LSU does versus Georgia in a bounce back.